This is the 2023 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment, British Brown Ale. Thanks to our sponsors: Imperial Yeast, 5 Star Chemicals, Yakima Valley Hops, Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Store, and Brewers Hardware. Let's get tasting.
Hello everyone, this is Kurt from Fermentation Adventures, checking in with another beer from the Brewtubers Yeast Experiment for 2023. This beer is from Gamn Dood Brewing, our good buddy Billy in Michigan. Billy's beer here, if I'm looking at the can, he just called it an English brown ale. His yeast of choice was WLP002 from White Labs. A very popular yeast from White Labs, a very popular English strain. Looking through the description here, it's a classic ESB strain for bitters, porters, stouts. Residual sweetness accentuates malt character along with mild fruity esters. I keep finding I'm having a hard time detecting any ester, so let's see what we get here. Slight diacetyl production is common. Strains high flocculation with finish clear. So let's pour this beer and let's get started. Little hiss there. I can see Billy has a good fill. Let's pour it out. We want to get a bit ahead. Don't want to be too aggressive here though. And I just reviewed Matt's beer and I poured out the whole can, which probably made it appear a little darker than it needed to be. So sorry about that, Matt. Wrecked Brewing. Billy canned this on October the 10th, so we're about 2 months out from that. Let's look at the beer. Yeah, his is pretty, very close to brilliant clarity. You know, it's not a filtered lager, but for a home brew, that was fine and left to condition. I mean, yeah, I can see the condensation or the, you know, kind of like the condensation marks and almost my fingerprints through the glass here. So this is quite a clear example. As far as the brownness or the color of it, it's very much in the brown, but to me, it's almost skewing a little more in the dark amber. I've certainly brewed what I consider an amber ale that looked a little just as dark as this, if not darker, but it's still, you know, I'd say it's definitely within spec of brown ale. The head, kind of similar to my beer, Matt's beer. The head did drop off, leaving a little skim of foam on the top. There is the, you know, we can see there is the foam. There is a little bit of a lace sticking around the top of the glass. The head itself, the color is in the, you know, the ivory to beige color range. It's definitely not white, but yeah, it is a little bit off. Oh, wow. Okay. So I took a sniff when I probably shouldn't have, but I think I touched everything on there. Color, clarity. Yep, we're all good there. Again, I'll mention again, if you're just dropping in on this video, BJCP score sheet. I'm kind of using this as my own reference to talk about things of the beer, so I kind of cover everything. I'm not taking scores or anything. We will try to rank the beers. But if I move over to aroma, and I kind of cheated because I did catch a little bit of a sniff of that, and I liked what I smelled, let's be honest. So, wow, okay. Yeah, I'm getting like a real rich toastiness from his right off the bat. What I would consider, yeah, that like kind of that nice dark, nice rich, real rich toastiness. Almost like a classic like Munich aroma, which I really like, you know, like kind of a like a Munich 2 maybe aroma from his beer, which is quite nice. I think I definitely get some of the fermentation character from it too, unlike my beer. I wasn't necessarily considering an ester or whatever. I don't know if it's citrusy, but I am getting a little bit of a fruitiness from it that at least more than I've gotten from the other beers I've tried so far. But yeah, there's that really the malt character, the malt expression in the aroma of this beer is really, it just, to me, it just screams rich. That's the descriptor, which again is not an actual reference, but it's just like such a rich, like such a nice rich malty aroma from it. Again, with the toast, again, there's probably, I don't really think of raisiny, probably more of like a prune. I don't know. But then again, I don't exactly know what a prune smells like. Maybe now that I think about it. But yeah, like that dark, like a let's say like a dark fruit cake aroma, and a nice way of nice fruit cake where there's a lot of like the dark and the richness in there. Quite like it. I don't get anything what I would consider hops from here either. But yeah, it's really good. Let's try a swig of this. Yeah. So like this is when I would consider a British brown ale. This is more to style than mine definitely came out to be. Yeah, there's like such like a rich finish to this. For it's just like, this just screams malt from beginning to end. This is like mostly what I'm getting is just like all the malt characteristics are just from the start to the finish, right through the end, and it's not leaving me. I'm there's not a point in the sip of when I'm tasting this thing where it's just like, okay, now I'm off to something else, and it's kind of just water I'm getting here. But this is just, this is a British brown ale. So yeah, it's more of the the crystal caramely flavors. Again, there's not molasses in here. Okay, that time I'm definitely getting a bit of the hops in the finish. Very slight, getting some of the herbaceous flavors from the those traditional English hops. I get them in the finish, on kind of on the sides of my tongue. I can definitely tell they're there. The carbonation is really kind of exploding out of this, and it's just really working wonders with the beer. It's not heavily carbonated. It's appropriately carbonated for the style. Now, if I'm looking down again, if you know these BJCP score sheets, they have some kind of reference descriptors in here. And yeah, it's just the very much the toasty and the caramel flavors. I wouldn't say there is any molasses. There's definitely some toffee in here. Unlike my example, I don't really get much, or I wouldn't say I get much of the chocolate coming through with Billy's example here. Again, that just could be me, but yeah, wow, this is a good beer. Yeah, again, I'm after the in the second and third sip, I'm definitely getting some of the hops come peek through. A little bit of the herbalness, a little bit in the finish too. Not dry it out. By no means is this dry. The mouthful here is a little bit fuller than mine. I don't know what his beer finished at. He didn't have it on the can. I don't know offhand what the ABV is. But to me, it tastes, I don't really get any alcohol in it. I'm sure it's in there, obviously. But the mouthfeel is a little bit more of the really traditional, kind of like a nice medium, I wouldn't say chewy, but a little bit of a medium mouthfeel in here, which is right at perfect for the style. The carbonation's perfect. There's no warmth. There's definitely, as I look down, probably I didn't comment on the others because it didn't come out, but there's definitely a creaminess coming from Billy's here that really is really nice. Yeah, even with that, yeah, I definitely say there's a creaminess in here. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I did talk about the hops in here. Bitterness is appropriate. I don't get much in way of fermentation character. I thought for a second I might have got a little bit of diacetyl. Not, again, setback. I'm not saying there's diacetyl in here. I think I might have got a little bit of a flavor hint that I was thinking maybe this malty character is a little bit of a bit of that diacetyl picking through, and it could be just from I read the can. Again, I don't say there's diacetyl in this beer at all. If there is anything in here, it's in here. It's definitely helping out the overall package. Yeah, there's nothing in here. There's no tongue slickness or anything like that, which are the classic hallmarks. So yeah, you can strike that. There's definitely no diacetyl in here. And all right, coming back from spilling a little beer on myself, I think I am wrapping up here. Yeah, this is a good beer. I think overall, if I'm saying what's better, a better British brown, definitely his is a better British brown ale, in my opinion. Really nailed the style. Everything's working well. The balance is perfectly balanced for a British brown between the hoppy and the malty. It's bang on. WLP002 is a very popular English strain, and I can tell why. It's really working well with this beer. So yeah, so this is probably the tops. If I was going to brew a brown ale, I'd choose this yeast over the one I use, the Y yeast, the West Yorkshire. If I was trying to nail the style. I think if I was going to sit down and drink a bunch, I have a keg left to drink, so I probably would still pick mine because there was a certain crushableness to it, meaning, the finish a little bit, there was a little bit more of a drier, bit of a less mouthfeel despite the finishing gravity. But again, this is a better yeast for this beer style, in my opinion. And yeah, Billy knocked it out of the park with this one. I will be enjoying this after the video ends. So yeah, that is Gamn Dood, Billy's beer, WLP002. Wrapping up here, mention the sponsors: Brewers Hardware, Beer and Wine Hobby, Imperial Yeast, 5-Star Chemicals, and Yakima Valley Hops. There's going to be an image popping in here to show all those beautiful companies that sponsor us and help us out. Really appreciate what they do for the club and for the community in general. They're all great companies. And that's it. Like and subscribe this video. Subscribe to my channel. Comment on the video. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. And stay tuned for the rest of the videos. I have a bunch more of these beers in my fridge that I need to talk about, and it'll be in this channel. All right, thanks. Bye.